pull on the energy some more. Get some crow cards. I hope you're having a wonderful day. I am fantastic. For shizzle. Okay, that's too many. But we do have balance coming in here. Balance. The sun is coming out, revealing the truth. Hi, white light. Where's my glasses? Shizzle. Oh, they're there. Thank you. Hi, Jen. How's it going? We're finding balance amidst a battle over territory. So often. I gotta look that up. I ate a piece of cheese, some crackers, some nuts, and like 6 Dove chocolates. It was a pretty good meal. And a bunch of ice. Thank you, Jen. I see a waterproof warning here. Someone's being warned that we're waterproof. You're being observed in balance. This person observing seems to be observing a battle over some kind of gifts. I'm starting to wonder if they're battling each other over your gifts now. Kind of sounds like it. Like who gets what. You ever had a family that start talking about your grandparents like they're already dead? My family on both sides did that. It used to drive me nuts. Highly likely. I don't even remember what I just said. Anyways, my grandparents would be in the room and like, you know, one of my aunts would be like, well, I get this when they die. I want this. No, I'm taking that. Like they'd have these huge discussions in front of my grandparents on who gets what when they're dead. And then when they died, you know what they did? Since they didn't want anybody to get anything without having to pay for it, they had one of those estate sales. They hired somebody to come in and do an estate sale, and they made just enough off the estate sale to pay the people who did the estate sale, and no one got any of Grandma and Grandpa's shit. It all got sold for nothing, basically. But that was really important to them. It was so important that I wouldn't even discuss it. I would leave. I can't tell you how many times I left the house. Because actually, one specific time, Grandma wanted to give me this Picasso print, a signed Picasso that she has. I'm the only artist in the family, and they were kind of just thinking about wanting to get rid of a few things. I don't know. She just wanted me to have it. And the whole family protested and said that if she, and this is when she's alive, okay? If she wanted to give that to me, we had to find the value of it, and I had to pay my grandma the value of that print. Somehow she ended up giving it to me anyway, but it took her a couple years to get that in my hands. And like I said, the rest of the stuff just got sold. Which probably Grandma knew that was gonna happen. I don't know. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I find it so just vogue. Well, to the point where I boycotted the whole thing and was just like, I don't want anything. Like, just leave me out of it. I am not gonna argue about shit. Um, but whatever. She did give me that Picasso before she died anyway. So I still got that. And whatever, all the other things that she's given me over the years. Mostly pictures of them and stuff. But my mom's side of the family used to do that too. It's like they're so tactless. Like a person's life just boils down to what you can divvy it up to. Yeah, me too. As a matter of fact, one in particular, it was almost like I saw her fangs that night. These are the people on my dad's side that I thought I could count on. Um, and when I went into the hospital last time for that, when I got roofied, um, they all started a group text line about me. All my dad's side of the family and my mom and my siblings. And my dad's side of the family already knew about them targeting me with CPS and having the police come by my house all the time, and they already knew about all that. Like, they were actually there in town one time when I had to deal with CPS. And they were like, oh, we got your back. We got you. I mean, my aunt was just like straight up, well, you know, you're a Hartwick. We got you. And I was like, sweet. At least I got them behind me. Because it was crazy how everybody turned on me from anyone that was near my mother. And then when I ended up in the hospital, my aunt literally called me the day I got out of the hospital to let me know that I had ruined my kids' lives. That happened to in my yeah. My aunt like insisted that they change the will like right before. Okay, this was another big thing because my dad died. My grandparents thought that I should be considered a child like in their will. And none of the my aunts or uncle were happy about that, and they tried to get them to change that till the very last minute. But it never did get changed. Although the person in charge, I don't know how shit was divvied up. I really don't. I don't know. I know what I got. I don't know what everybody else got. It was supposed to be split fairly, but I have no idea what the original amount was. Yeah. Yeah, it was my aunt and uncle too. That's like totally separate from my mom's side and my stepdad. That's like the Hartwick stuff. But yeah, they really showed their true colors when it came to that. Trying to get them to cut me out of the will and telling me I'd ruin my kids' lives, which I believe, oh, that's good. Which I believe is like the most important thing. I don't remember what I was just saying. But yeah, like if I wanted, say, like a little angel figurine, I had to go to this estate sale and buy it. Whereas, like my aunt, who was in charge of the estate, my cousin was able to get a my grandpa's riding lawnmower, a bunch of really. expensive stuff that came out of what in her inheritance. I don't know, because she wasn't included in the inheritance. None of the grandchildren were, except for me, because I was my father's only child. And also, my grandparents knew the predicament I was in with my family. I had no other backing besides my grandparents. I had no one else. So it was really nice of them to think of me that way. And honestly, I felt it was fair too. Really. Because if my dad would have been alive, it would have gone to him. I never saw the will. I would just know what Grandma and Grandpa told me, that they were... Actually, I was told a much higher amount of money, but I don't like to squabble about money. I haven't even mentioned it to anybody. Yeah. I'm my father's only child. And then my mom remarried and had 4 more. With the Cole, with my stepdad Cole. What are you thinking, Jen? This is a whole different inheritance I haven't even told you about. Oh, got you. Okay. Yeah, there's that too. I really don't think that was split up evenly, because um it wasn't that much money. And the original amount of money I was told was much larger, like in the millions. Yeah, Donald Hartwick. Donald and Henrietta Hartwick. And then my dad's name was Philip Barry Hartwick. But yeah, I was told it was like in the millions, and then I got 60 grand out of it, which I was very thankful for. But it didn't make sense from what I was hearing from Grandma and Grandpa. Thanks, Jen. The cards say there's money. Lots more money. Maybe I should read on that. I haven't even really dug into that. I back out of situations really easy because I don't like to argue about money. I don't even like to talk about money. It's a weird thing, and I guess it's an issue I have. It seems to be an issue. Let me see. What's up with this inheritance on the paternal side, we'll say? Was that divvied fairly, Spirit? Like it was supposed to be? A plan was made. The plan was not carried out. 2 of Wands upright, then 2 of Wands inverted. I told you about the 2 of Wands cards. Inverted 5 of Wands, no competition. They tied something up. And the illusion is being broken. Okay. I guess that kind of answers my question. Was it a lot of money that they took? Six of Wands. That sounds like a lot of money. From an inverted family. Wow, Aunt Chris. Wow. You're just too jealous for your britches too. Unbelievable. I thought my dad's family would have done me honestly better than that. Why do I fucking think that? Why would I think that? And then okay, I have that written down. I'm going to do that as soon as I get off here. I'm going to need some music. This annoys me. I knew this too. And I was like, I don't want to think that about her. And how am I going to prove it anyway? And so I haven't even looked into it. Yeah, I'm an only child. It should add up to something. They sure do, Jen. They sure do. And last time I went to her house for Easter, I said, that's the last time I'm going there. I told Lily, I said, we're never coming back here again. And I didn't know this yet. I just knew I can't deal with that energy. Unbelievable. Yep. They're all jealous of me. I don't know why. I've always acted like a complete loser, idiot, fucking never fucking dressed up, always look like shit. Fucking shit. I didn't even start brushing my hair till I became a physical therapist. Like, what are they jealous of? I pick out loser boyfriends left and right. I mean, what are they fucking jealous of? I have no money, no fucking nothing. It doesn't make sense. Thanks, Jen. I know I'm smart. I was smart enough to dumb myself down around people like that. If I would have shined my whole life, I don't think it would have been as easy as it was. And it wasn't easy. They didn't like how great I was when I tried my hardest to be fucking terrible. It was always covertly. You know, it was like, you can think I'm a loser all you want, but I'm still going to ace all my schooling. I'm still going to become a doctor. I'm still not going to be a fucking junkie. I'm still going to be whatever I think I should be. But I let them think whatever they wanted to because it made them feel better. I know. It makes it impossible to want to. You don't want to. It like, it feels uncomfortable. Thank God. This world is old and used up. I'm over it. Far away from demons. Yeah. Yeah. It's weird. I feel like I've been in a bubble for a few years, pushing demons out and creating a safe space. And it's like all of a sudden everything just came crashing in and there was no safe space left. It's just a weird feeling. It's like something big has to be about to happen because I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. Because I can't make this work. I can't make any of this work. None of it's viable. None of it. None of it. Have you? Yeah. There's worse things. Being in jail is worse. There's nothing worse than having people tell you every single move to make. And then, like, the jails are just filled with people who are mentally unstable. It's like, it's just a bunch of people who are too crazy to be out in the real world. It's an insane asylum. They're fucking batshit crazy. That's how they end up in jail. Good. I know, that's where I'm at. At least I never sold out. I've never, like, ever. I've never done anything for drugs. Like, man, I've been strung out and been offered to do really sleazy things for a quick fix. And I've never even done that. Like, there's just certain things. Like, my soul is important to me. Important. Way more important than any high or any house or car or whatever the hell is so important to them. I'm sorry, Jen. I know the feeling. You heard all the rumors about me last night. My family basically told you everything they've been telling everybody. Two, 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 I just saw. And it's 1, 2, 2, 3. Or something like that. Identical to the ones you've had. It's annoying, isn't it? Especially when you, like, really strive your whole life to be, like, moral and do right by every single person, even the people that do wrong by you. You're still trying to do right, and then this is what they come at you with in the end. Like, this is what they're up to. Like, oh my gosh. I wonder if I could have done this mission in a just stayed in the stump in the woods. Like, why did I ever come back to reality? Yeah, I love morale. Not the mushrooms, though. I don't do mushrooms. Well, except for magic mushrooms. Hi, Rosie. Love you too, honey. Thank you. Yeah. They have sold themselves. I don't know who's buying, though. Who really is buying? Who wants to buy those dark, dingy souls anyway? I mean, are those worth anything? I guess if you put enough of them together, maybe you could make something out of it. Yep, inheritance thieves. So that's why the Hartwick side of the family turned on me too. That's what happened. Wow. 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 You'd think they'd have a little more loyalty to their dead brother. I just always expected that out of them. Just a little loyalty for their dead brother. They loved him so much. That's why I loved them so much. Because they'd tell me nice stories about my dad. Those I never got from my mom. My mom never told me one story about my dad. That was good anyway, just about his death. Who? You mean in my family? Who knows about my dad? And someone got the gun. Okay, let's go back to this. Who got the gun? Who? A Sagittarius? Temperance? Somebody that smokes pot? Who's this? I see, I don't even know any of their signs. Who got the gun? Inverted magician. Possibly an Aries? Still, like, once again, I don't know signs. I know one of my aunts is a Cancer. Justice. Look at Justice coming for the little girl. What do you mean? Oh, you're trying to see who's here? Lives can be kept. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, they automatically go private. I have to specially go in to make them unprivate. Who's that chasing the little girl? The fucking cops. The cops. The cops did it? Or they planted the gun? Candy shop. Old time candy shop. And the police. Oh, I don't know. I don't know how to figure this out. Like, Spirit, who got the gun? No, the gun wasn't missing. The gun was found with my dad, but it was my grandpa's hunting rifle. And if my dad didn't kill himself, who got the hunting rifle to plant it on my gun? Or on my dad with his body? Or shoot him with it? Something about the star was trying to unburden a evil plan, conspiracy to take down my grandpa. My dad was trying to disarm someone. Oh, I'm getting confused. Okay. He was being chased. He was being chased through the woods. He was trying to hide. They found him hiding. And they shot him. The police were chasing him. It was the police. It was also the police who found him. Bowman's dad. The one who told me his dad found him and told me what his fucking head looked like. Bowman. I can see his face. He looks like that guy. Oh my God. Bowman, that was his last name. He had a son that was 2 years older than me. I can't even remember his name. I fucking was so mad at him. Something Bowman. But he lived on, right off of M20 on Castle. They lived on Castle Street. Back in the 70s. Was it Jason Bowman? That kid ended up going to the military. He joined the army. Wow. Whoa. Wow. Whoa. I told you my grandpa worked for Dow. So they knew, and my grandma was my grandma was a teacher, a school teacher. So they both worked full time. Everyone would have known. And not only that, but my grandparents lived in that same neighborhood. They lived on Chippewa River Road. That's where the gun would have been, on 1481 Chippewa River Road. That's where the gun would have been, in the garage. My grandpa didn't want to talk about it. My grandpa was threatened. They threatened my grandpa. Inverted Knight of Pentacles. They threatened him. They had a plan. They threatened his life. God, why didn't he say anything? No. My grandpa Hartwick was like English, Scottish. Like, I don't know. They were all European. Like, each of them had like, when I did a family tree from that side, I had like 20 pie pieces. My mom's side was more cut and dry. It was like German, French, and Czechoslovakian. That was it. But there's no Native American. There's no like African American. Like I have like no. I'm all European descent. Like obviously, kind of. I'm like as white can be. Yeah, he was protecting us, and I knew that. I could tell. He didn't want me to talk about it. He didn't want me to investigate it because I kept on saying he did not kill himself. And it was just like everybody's like, yeah, we know. Don't talk about it. I shouldn't say everybody. Only Grandpa. Only Grandpa knew. what happened. But like, for instance, this is how my grandpa is. We went out to the rail side in Sanford for breakfast, lunch, or something like that, the whole family. Yeah, the only one. So we're at the restaurant, and my Aunt Chris and Uncle Pepper, the ones who got the inheritance, were executors of the estate. I mean, they sold a house and everything. They sold everything, and still only 60 times 5 came out of that. Only $300,000 out of all their savings and all their shit. But anyways, we were at lunch, and Charlie was 3 years old. And Charlie was sitting across from my Uncle Pepper. Uncle Pepper's never been a nice guy, but he always comes to family functions. Yeah, I've been there too. And so, hi Lily. And so, Charlie's kicking underneath the table. And I guess he was kicking my Uncle Pepper. Well, Aunt Chris was always worried about Uncle Pepper's temper. He must have kicked her ass a time or two. I seen him like belt his kids. Like, he scared me. And anyways, Charlie's kicked him under the table, and my Aunt Chris goes, "You need to get him to stop. Like, Pepper's getting pissed." And I'm like, "Charlie, stop kicking under the table." But he's 3, okay? Or he kept doing it. And Uncle Pepper grabbed his leg under the table and yanked it and fucking busted his chin right open on the table. And I was like, and I didn't know what happened. It happened so quick. And I looked at Charlie. I was like, "What the hell?" He's like, "He just pulled my leg." And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And I looked at Grandpa, who was sitting at the head of the table as always. And I was like, "Grandpa, Pepper just did that." And Grandpa stood up and he's like, "It's time to go." And we just left. And that was it. That was the end of it. And I never went to a family function again. I did not want my child around Uncle Pepper. I couldn't take the chance of him hurting him seriously. And that's when I quit getting invited to family functions at Aunt Chris and Uncle Pepper's. And then over Easter, because Uncle Pepper just died of cancer, I was invited again. But it was like, the vibes were so weird the whole time. She's like, "Control your child." I have a 5-year-old. And like, she's trying to do headstands in the middle of the room. I'm like, what is she doing? Like, the whole time, there's no toys to play with. She doesn't want her doing somersaults or headstands or anything. Like, the whole time, "Control your child." And I'm just like, oh my God, I will never be in your presence again. And that's how that ended. I don't talk to any of them anymore now. Peace? It's a peace sign, right? I think. Oh my gosh, I can't believe. Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jen, for prompting that. Because I never thought about that, just closing my eyes and seeing what happened right at that moment. It was very clear. He was running down the trail, and then there's this trail that goes, I just visited that spot too. It's so weird how, like, Spirit's been preparing me for this, because Spirit kept on saying, "Go to the nature center. Go to the nature center." And Spirit made me go there like 3 times. I've been taking videos that you've seen, I'm sure. But, anyways, like the swamp ones and all that, that's the nature center. And the ones that by the river, not the ones with the bridge by the river, that's by the rail trail down by the church. But the ones with the swamp ones and the big like fields of wildflowers, and the what other pictures were in the nature center. And then I sat by the river there for a long time. I took a bunch of videos by the river. And I know, I was supposed to figure that out. Oh, hi, Roy. Good to see you. Yeah, I was supposed to figure that out, but he just showed me where he ran. I don't know if I know where how the gun was got. I think that the cops got the gun when my grandpa was at work. All right. Where'd the gun come from, God? Who are you? Bowman. It's Bowman. It's Bowman. I saw that same cop. It was in a box. It was in some kind of a fucking trunk. And you could tell when he was taking it out, he was being real, trying to be real quiet and sneaky. I don't know if my grandpa was there, but he was trying to be, he was looking around, like, looking to see if somebody was looking. And he was being real quiet and real slow. You know how people move real slow? He pulled it out real slow. He got paid. Yeah, it's daylight for now. Yeah, Bowman got paid to do it and then told his son about it. And you know that makes sense because that's how murderers do, right? They always end up confessing to somebody at the bar because they got to tell somebody. And they think they're safe to tell, and that he told his son, Bowman. What was his? I'm going to have to find out what his name is. He was a Midland cop. Maybe that's why the cops have such an issue with me. I don't even know. He might still be on the force. Oh my flipping God. They used to target me when I was a kid. Oh my God. They've been targeting me since I was a kid. Those cops have been, Midland cops. They were almost like the San Francisco cops. They'd come up to a group of kids and they'd be like, hey, Elizabeth. Why me? Why do you know who I am? They'd always call me the runaway. How's our little runaway? Who paid you? It was Dow. I love America too. I'm thankful to be here. Honestly, my whole life, my grandpa was the same way. That's not one of my goals is to leave. It's never been one of my goals to leave the United States. I love it here. Not so happy with the people, but it's a beautiful country. Yeah, I guess it's different if you're from there. And honestly, the whole purpose of it is beautiful. The Declaration of Independence, all of that stuff, it's beautiful. It just got screwed up like everything else. I don't know. I've been out of my country and I missed it. I kissed the ground when I got home. But I don't know. I guess I get nostalgic. Jason Bowman. I gotta write this down. Jason Bowman was the kid's name. I don't think I ever knew his dad. I never knew his dad. I just had to hear this gory story out of Jason's fucking mouth. And I've known Jason since I was a kid because he lived around the corner in my neighborhood until my mom remarried and we moved over by the Holiday Inn, by the mall in Midland, basically. But when I was a kid, like, we used to ride bikes in the neighborhood and shit. Like, I knew that kid. I didn't know his dad, though. I went to my best friend in 8th grade moved to Wales. I think I went there, Cardiff, Wales. I think I went there the summer before my 10th grade year. I don't know, I was like 14. And then when I was there, we went to London. We went to France. I went to Paris. Yeah, I really liked it a lot. Yeah. It's really cool. Like, in Cardiff was nice. We used to go to the castle and drink champagne at the castle, and yeah, I've been to Mexico. I've been to Canada. I haven't been that many places really, but I was very fortunate to go to the UK. That was. Would I like to visit Ireland? Yeah, I wouldn't mind visiting every place, honestly. I just like adventure. That's a lot for you. My grandpa was like that. He didn't like to travel at all. I've kind of become a homebody since I've gotten older too. Like, I don't like camping so much anymore. I'd rather just have my bed. I'm like spoiled now. Yeah, me too. I really want to visit Egypt. I've always wanted to visit there. It's just so much interesting stuff there. Yeah, I've pretty much gone all over the United States. I never made it to Alaska though, or Hawaii, and Bali. I've never been to India. I've always wanted to go there too. It seems so cool there. And how does it usually go when you get informed of somebody's death? See your cutie in Tennessee? What's his name? James. Jimmy. You're Jimmy? For you, yeah. I don't know. I'm partial. I'm partial to my man. Jimmy just doesn't do it for me. But that's okay. Yeah, let's investigate your parents. I can't believe I just got down to the bottom of, like, the murder of my father. That's insane. What's really insane is I never knew I could. Right? Yeah, we don't want to argue over an emperor. Especially not mine, because you'd be in trouble. I'm fighting to the death these days. Feel about your parents? So what's going on with your parents? Yeah. You call it protective, I call it obsessive. Tomato, tomato. Or possessive. I call it possessive. Mine. What do you want to know about them? Because you might be stepping into none of your business territory. I don't know. Well, what's good? Like, what are we figuring out? They haven't been together. Did somebody end up dead? I guess I just don't know what we're talking about. I'm willing to dig in for you. Let's just get a little more focus group on it. These detailed readings aren't as easy to do unless you really focus in on it. Who used witchcraft on us kids and why? Blunt with love, yep. Actually, I want these cards. Somebody in your family. Oppression. Somebody that put you in oppression. From your family. 10-10. Completed cycle. Cycle complete. Who in the family? The whole family? Like, what the hell? Yeah, it was for money. Somebody that stole your money. Tried to take your destiny. Your fate. They saw you had a big amount of money coming in and they wanted it. This is somebody you're standing your ground against. This is a King of Swords called the Game Master. Could be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. It's probably a single male. Somebody who could possibly be an authority figure of some kind. I went to Sacré-Cœur or Sacré-Cœur or some shit. That big church in Paris. And the Eiffel Tower. You want to hear a real funny story about me and my dumbass adventurous self? I'll get back to this. You think about this King of Swords, this cop or FBI agent. Yep. So we had a hotel room, right? I don't know where we were, somewhere in Paris. And oh, it's your dad. Yeah, your dad stole your money and was doing black magic on you, trying to have you killed, probably with poison in your drink, your milk. Oh yeah. So we're at this hotel in Paris, France, okay? And I don't know why. I can't do like organized activities very well. So as soon as we get the chance, my friend and I are like I swear to God, we're 14 years old and we're taking off in Paris, just walking at night. And we didn't really know where to go or what to do, so we just basically got lost, you know, like just kept walking and to see what we could find. I was always an adventurer, you know. But this time, this adventure got a little hairy, I have to say, because we ended up in the red light district. I had no idea. I literally looked this one guy in his eye and he like turned around, whistled at me, grabbed my ass, and then I look in a window, I see this girl dancing. I was like, oh my God. We like ducked down an alley and got out of there. I don't even know how we found the hotel again. But that was a funny story about Paris. And me being a little too adventurous for my own good. No, I was 14. All right, so they're calling your dad the game master. Was trying to take away your independence, keep you from being able to be independent. Yeah, I was 14. No, luckily I wasn't 8, lost in the red light district. That would have been weird. That would have been really weird. Oh, God. And he's filming you. Or he did in the past. Possibly some kind of weird child pornography thing going on. Sorry. Oh yeah, that was the first card out. He's actually going to go to prison for this. Let's ask about that. Is he going to get justice for this? And I get the judgment card upright. It's a done deal. It's going down in history too. He's being put on the wall of shame. For being so foolish. You didn't know about it because they knew how to fool you. Your dad's a reptilian. Shapeshifter. They were tapped into the cosmos, into the ethers, and you weren't. They knew who you were. You didn't. It's crazy. They knew to destroy you from the day you were born. And your dad may not have always been a shapeshifter. It's possible that your dad was replaced at some point. It's hard for me to say without knowing more detail. Yeah, it's because you're pure. Basically, you're born with a crystal aura, and they can see who we are by our auras, because they can see auras. Thanks, Jen. They can see auras. Yeah. Yeah, he's not human anymore. He might have been at one time. Like I know my mom isn't now, but she was at one time. And I don't know about my siblings. They might, because they were born after she shapeshifted, so they were probably born reptilian. I'm imagining, because they were born of reptilians. Thanks, Chen. That is my quote. I came up with that one day. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, something in my head. You know how you always get one of those sayings? You're like, yeah, just people change for money and like people change for drugs. Or someone said that to me, and I'm just, because I had already gotten through that with drugs. Like I'd already figured out firsthand experience. Because I used to give people a pass. Because I was like 26 before I ever tried any serious drugs. And I used to give people a pass, like heroin addicts and crackheads and stuff like that, because I'd just be like, oh, it's the drugs. You know, they can't help that they're fucking losers, you know, thieves, liars, um, hoe bags, all those things. You know, I'm like, they can't help it. It's the drugs. And I never thought I'd try them anyway, so I didn't think I'd ever know. But sure enough, I probably said I would never do that. And every time I say I'll never do that, or I would never do that, I always do it within like 24 hours, sometimes within an hour. It's really weird. It's this like cruel trick that God played on me. I can't say I would never do that. Like, I'm not allowed to judge. So, anyways, I probably said I would never do that. Like, I would never shoot up something or something, and then bam, there it was. And, oh, I forget where I was going with that story. I don't know. Oh, yeah, money. And so I learned firsthand, like, that I got so desperate for drugs. I know how that desperation feels. But I also know that I had the opportunity to steal. I had the opportunity to suck dick. I had the opportunity to do all those things. And I still didn't. So I'm just like, okay, like, yeah, it's not the drugs. It's the people. And then I like was thinking about it. I'm like, it's the same with money. It's the exact same thing. It's not the money. It's the people and what they'll do for money. What they decide they're willing to give up of their values for money or drugs. But they're really one and the same. How do I handle withdrawal symptoms? What do you mean? Withdrawal symptoms? I try not to do drugs long enough to end up with withdrawal symptoms when I used to do them. I don't even mess with them anymore. To me, they're too much work. It takes too much to recover. But in my opinion, when it comes to withdrawals, cold turkey is the easiest way to do it. Just get it over with. Cry your eyes out and get it over with. No, it's because their soul is out of control. Their soul is out of control. When you go through withdrawals, you feel desperate for more drugs, but you honestly feel too sick to even get out of bed. So there's that. You could just stay in bed until the fucking sickness goes away. Yeah, it's serious trauma to your mind. It's serious trauma to your mind. Because what it does is it increases your endorphins and your adrenaline and all that stuff and your serotonin, and you literally deplete your brain of all those things. You overload it and then it's all gone. So you don't have any more happiness left in you when you're done. You're really screwing yourself over. And to me, like, complete lack of happiness is way worse than the shakes, the chills, feeling like you want to crawl out of your skin. Me wanting to just fucking die is way worse. But my whole thing was, my conscience makes me want to die too. So, like, if I were to do something for money that bothered my conscience, it would be worse than not having that money. Or not having whatever, food, shelter, any of it. It's better to not be immoral and just take whatever you get. It feels better to me. My conscience is just so keen. I'm not allowed to do wrong. It's almost a blessing. I mean, it is a blessing. I guess if everyone was like that, they'd be in a better position right now. But my conscience is so hard on me that I've had to really keep my nose clean so I didn't have to grieve my actions all the time. Yeah, that's true. It's higher than high. There are times I'm. It feels like Rush. Have you ever done Rush? I did that when I was in Cardiff. It's the only time I've ever done it. But it just feels like, I don't know. It feels like a rush. Yeah. uh, yeah, I don't know. It's just really strange. Like, every time I do something wrong, I get corrected immediately. Like, I swear to God, like, I think I thought an evil thought when I got hit by that car that day on my bike. Like, I was like, damn, that was quick, God. Like, you were gonna. Because I was going through this thing at the time. I was going through rapid ascension, is what I was going through. And God was telling me what I had to cut out, you know? And it was so crazy because he was like, you got to cut out, like, flirting with guys, dating guys. Like, you just got to cut out guys. And I'm like, okay, I'll cut them out. And then God hires, like, three, like, really hot guys at my work. And they're all flirting with me. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I got it. I'm like, okay. I sniffed out a demon in each one of them. Like, immediately, I'm like, done, done, done. I'm like, perfect. Okay, like, mission complete. And then next it was like, okay, you cannot judge people at all. Like, you can't, like, say anything. And I've always been going through this over and over. But it was just like the cherry on top, like, Beth, like, you do not judge people. Do not be like, I cannot believe that person, like, and I was working with a bunch of losers, okay? It was not easy. And it was just so funny because I would just be like, I can't believe that guy. I mean, he's shoving his thumb up guys' asses and shit. You know what I mean? And I would, like, think that and I'd trip over my own foot. I'd almost flip and fall. You know what I mean? And I was just like, okay, I got you. Like, just focus on your own shit, mind your own business. And, like, that time I got hit by a car, I think I was saying, I can't believe, like, people are at the bar at 11 o'clock in the morning. And sure enough, I get hit by a car coming out of that fucking same bar. I'm like, I got it, God. Like, Jesus. I'm fucking trying. Oh, shizzle. Yeah, a firm hand slap. Real firm. God's been very firm with me. God has not spared the rod on me at all. At all. I can't do anything wrong. Like, I was supposed to quit drinking, okay? I was told to quit drinking by God, okay? It was a cutoff day. It was done. And I did. I quit. And I hadn't drank in 2 years. And I drink, and I fucking go to jail. It's like after 2 years, God's like, nope, I said no drinking. Like, you're not gonna drink. It's just amazing how it, like, I don't know. He's so strict with me. I don't know. My dad's really strict with me. He's not that way with everybody. Oh, well. All right, so your dad is going to jail. My dad is the jail. I don't know. It's like, why doesn't he do that with everybody? I was wondering that. It's like people always think I've got like seriously bad karma. It's like, no, like I just can't do anything impure at all. It's not it's not even, I don't know. It just looks crazy, you know? Like first I lose this, then I lose that, then I get hit by a car, then I get in a car accident, then and it's like every week, like it's something else. Then I'm in the hospital. Then CPS is at my door. Then it's the cops. Then I go back to jail. Ugh, it's just, but God's just strict with me. I can't do anything wrong. Or he'll tie me up. Yeah, you know how I figured, what I figured one day was it was that my soul knows better. That's why I get punished more efficiently. Because I know better than everybody else. So I'm expected to do better. It's kind of like, you know, how you expect better out of your 17-year-old than your 5-year-old. You just don't like, you know, you just don't expect the same things. And God expects a lot more out of me than most people. I'm keeping it in the lines though. I think I've kept her on the road for the most part. I'm still here. And I can, like, I'm not in the hospital, so I must be doing okay right now. I got too much hair. Any other questions? Anyone else got a question? Yeah. The more responsibilities you're held to. Have you ever been like, I wish I could be like that and just go out and do that and have it just not affect me the way they can. I've said that so many times. I wish I could be like that, just not give a shit or not get punished for doing stuff like that. Because, I mean, look at my family, what they've been getting away with for so long. And you know, they've been getting away with it for so long. I can't even flip and keep a roof over my head. Like, it's hard to fathom sometimes. Hmm. It just reminds me, it seems like my dad is a key. And something about this end of the world shit. Yeah, guilt kills me too. I can't do it. I can't do guilt. Well, there's the Sundance. There's the genetics. I'm definitely his genetics. I know I'm his child. I look just like him. I don't even have any of my pictures anymore. That's crazy. Same body type, same jawline, same as my grandpa. I look like my grandpa and my dad. And do they kill their conscience off? They must kill it. They must do that on purpose. Because isn't that a natural trait? It reminds me of the Greys. The Greys, like, basically, I've been hearing these stories about the Greys, how they thought that feelings were counterproductive to ascension. And that's why they can't get out, because they're already dead. Yeah. Hi, Mikey. He just, like, takes every opportunity he can to act like he's 12 again. It's weird. Like, why doesn't he at least come on with some, like, mature, what do you call that? Maybe they don't really have anything that they can say bad about me. Now that I think about it, there really isn't anything bad about me that I can think of. Oh my God, that is so weird. I was just talking about the Greys, and then I'm like, I'll pull some alien cards, and I pulled a Grey. So this has something to do with, yeah. The Greys, the story I heard about the Greys is they thought that feelings were preventing their ascension. And so they basically got rid of most of their natural genetics, and they adopted these, like, I guess the Greys are like little avatars that it's a general avatar. It's not natural. And their souls are housed in these unnatural avatars because by trying to strain out emotion out of their genetics, they ended up destroying their bodies, their natural bodies. So they had to adopt these avatars. So now they're trying to do these genetic experiments where you hear about them abducting humans to create beings with, or whatever, what do you call that? Procreate with. And so that they're trying to bring their civilization back to more natural existence. And they're trying to use humans for that too. So that's a whole nother agenda that's been going on. But what does that have to do? Why did I even go there? I don't know. They just kind of seem soulless to me. You know what I mean? And they're trying to backpedal. I don't think that they're necessarily bad, but they just kind of remind me of soulless beings. Because they did that. And it reminds me of the whole Atlantis thing too. Trying to take love out of the picture and just use crystals to generate the shift rather than divine partners. And I'm not sure why they would do that. How that would make sense. Like, wouldn't it be easier just to bring divine partners together? What's been trying to set me up? The agenda? I don't even understand what they're trying to set me up for. I guess just death. I don't know. But they can't kill me, so they figure prison. What I don't get is why don't they just take the money and run? Why don't they take the money and run? Why are they still hanging around? I'm not even chasing the money. Yeah, because if I'm in prison, I'll disappear. Like, I'll be just gone. I might as well be dead. Am I a witness? I guess I am a witness. I don't know. It feels like I haven't witnessed any crimes. I've just sensed them. I mean, I've had memories, but not memories of crimes, really. Have I? Have you heard me say any memories of crimes, or has that all just been my intuition? I sound like my friend that talks about her childhood and says it's all just intuition, it's not memories. And I'm like, those are flippin' memories. What are you talking about? Now I don't know what I'm talking about. I mean, how do you differentiate? Yeah, those are definitely retracing the events of those memories and then sensing the gaps that I don't have a memory for. And it fit together perfectly, just like a puzzle. And I'm so thankful for that, Jen. Like, you have no idea how much I owe you for that. I've been trying to solve my dad's death since the day he died. I knew it was all a cover up, but I could never get anywhere with it, like nowhere. And I didn't think I ever would because I didn't think I had enough information to do so. Yeah, I won't post this one. I posted one. I posted the one we did earlier today. I haven't posted one in a couple days. I don't know if you've noticed, but there's 4 on I have right now that I haven't posted. I a lot of it is because we end up doing conversations to anybody to watch it. It wouldn't really make sense anyway. It's a one-sided conversation. That's why I try to do readings, if you know, but then when it goes into like this kind of stuff, it's like I want it to be on record, but there's really no point. I don't think anybody's going to get much out of it besides me. But I really appreciate it because I've been trying to, you don't understand, you really probably have no clue the weight lifted off my shoulders, knowing that I have uncovered the truth there. It's been my lifelong goal. And I'm old. As my brother and sister will tell you, I'm fucking old. You see what in me? God, I wish I could see without these things. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm healing. It's a lot of it's just a lot of stuff that I didn't think I was, I don't know. Like I told you before, I was planning on writing a book about this and trying to get to the bottom of it. But my grandpa made it very clear to me that it was very dangerous and he wanted me to have nothing to do with it. And so I just left it alone until I basically, listen, I knew I would die over this. I knew I'd be killed over this. I knew that for sure. And then once I started to like recover from Steve dying and starting to be able to like do anything, process anything, I ended up getting pregnant. And then after that, it was like, I can't do that to my kids. I know I'm gonna die when I start to release the information that I know. But now it's just like, whatever. Yeah, that is kind of you, Roy. I appreciate it. The band, you're talking about Dylan, Bob Dylan and the band. So were you saying the cards are my memories? Read cards of your past memories, or read cards right now. All right. Yeah, let's. I guess if you want to. Aren't you bored? Doesn't this bore you? This is like such a personal thing. It just sucks. I can never find this information when I'm by myself. It's weird. It's like I need another connection to get up in the cosmos. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna listen to some music. I'm gonna look up these songs you gave me. No, I've never done hypnosis. I've always thought that would be cool though, because I know that I've got tons of blocks. Because I mean, you can tell just by talking to me. There's a lot of information in there that's been blocked. They've been tinkering with my head so hardcore. Let me tell you another story. When I was a kid, I don't know if you guys ever had this happen to you. But when I was a kid, I used to get pulled out of class once a month and asked a whole bunch of questions. Nobody else did. It was just me. What were they studying? Like, it was just weird. It's like the whole school knew I was something different. And I mean, I've always been smart, but like, not okay. I'll listen to that one first. But I'm not that smart. Like, not so smart that they should be doing special studies on me and shit. I'm not like a fucking idiot savant or anything. I don't know. And then they gave me an IQ test. And my stepdad made a big deal out of that. I got straight A's and B's. And I wasn't a perfectionist. I just did well. And they study royalty's bloodline. Anyways, they gave me an IQ test in 6th grade. And my stepdad, I actually got in trouble. Because he's like, you should be acing everything. And I'm like, why? What did I get? He's like, I'm not telling you. He's like, you don't need to know that. He's like, but what you do need to know is I expect straight A's from now on. I'm like, okay. Weird. Yeah, I've definitely been channeling my whole life. They've just been blocking. They've done such a good job blocking it that I didn't, when I was channeling, I didn't know I was channeling. I still don't half the time. I can't decide, am I channeling or are these my thoughts or is it both? Or I don't, it gets mixed up. I don't really understand it that well. Especially as I get more and more sight. It's like as soon as I think I figured out my intuition, it just changes. And then I'm just like, whoa, I gotta catch up. My stepdad was a shapeshifter. He was really mean. Really mean. He was sick and twisted mean. And then my mom was too. But anyways, I think I'm gonna go have a cigarette. Yeah. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. You kick ass. We'll come back. I'll come back and we'll talk about whatever memories I can come up with. We'll do a read. An ancient history read. All right, love you guys. Bye.